Good afternoon, lovely people. My name's Holly. Welcome back to my channel. So on today's video, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips to save money and do keto or low carb on a budget. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you. Okay, so my first tip to save money if you're trying to do a keto diet or a low carb diet is to shop ads. What I mean by that is every week you probably get a ton of flyers through your door from all the different supermarkets in your area. The idea is that you start going through the flyers and see what's on offer. Because keto and low carb is, for most people, going to be primarily getting a lot of protein and eating a lot of meat, you definitely want to focus in on the butcher section and see what's on offer for that week. You can also start to track the ads and see what comes up regularly. So I have kind of like a little spreadsheet, and I know, for example, around holiday times, they always do prime rib that's on offer. So I know coming up to a holiday, I can get it a lot cheaper. So when something really good does come up and is on offer, make sure you go out and you can stock up for it, and that way you don't have to buy it when it's at its most expensive. Now I know most of these keto diets and low carb diets, well, I mean any diet anyway, you always want to try and eat the best quality food that you can. However, that's not always possible and it can get pretty expensive. I have noticed, unfortunately, that the organic meats and the top quality meats actually don't really come up on offer all that often. So if they ever do come up on offer, you know then that that's a good time to buy and try and stock up, especially if you really, really are trying to eat organically. Otherwise, just generally following the ads every week to see the good stuff that's on offer, the good meats that's on offer, and then buy it. Also, you can see what fruit and veg is on offer. Again, you're probably going to be eating mostly veg. And if you can kind of compile like a little spreadsheet, particularly of the meats that the foods that you tend to eat quite often, you can really get a sense of the prices, day in, day out, and know when exactly is a good time to buy those foods for you. Okay, my second tip is going to be shop around. Do not just go to the nearest supermarket and buy all your shopping. I know for some people, who don't have time and it's the most convenient, that's fine if that works for you. But if you really want to get a good deal, you need to be shopping around. So you need to be using the ads, seeing what's available at what supermarkets, and then actually going to them. And it does take a little bit more time, but to be honest, I normally hit up. Actually, you know what? I hit up maybe like 2 supermarkets. I go for one for my meat, and then I go to the other one for my veg, and it's working out. And where I'm stocking up on the meat as well, it means I'm not going every week to 2 supermarkets. And then sometimes I have to go maybe to a third supermarket, but that's just to get, some regular bits like milk or eggs or something. And especially in my area, there are a lot of international supermarkets. So, for example, we have some Chinese ones, Korean, Persian or Iranian supermarket. And I really found those ones to have the best prices for veg. So I love shopping there. Sometimes the quality can be a little bit iffy, but for the most part, I found, in fact, the one that I've just started going to, it's great. The quality of the veggies is fantastic. There's an amazing choice. And you know what? If you visit these international supermarkets, you might actually find yourself trying different things, which variety is the spice of life. So can't be a bad thing, eh? My third tip is going to be meal plan. Make your meal plan for the week. That way, when you go shopping, you know exactly what you want to buy. And you're not tempted to go off the rails and buy something that's more expensive and probably not good for your diet and that you don't need. You're gonna save money if you make a plan. I generally try and make my plan in the week sometime because I normally like to go shopping on a Sunday. And I write down everything I need and then boom, hit the supermarket. I'm done within about an hour. I mean, the supermarket's like 15-20 minute drive from me. So 40-minute drive, 20 minutes in the supermarket, not bad at all. Make a plan. That's awesome. Okay, my fourth tip is going to be that you should definitely portion out your food. So once you've cooked your food and made it, especially if you're making big batches of things, and say you've made I don't know, a veggie stew or something, and you have decided that that is 8 portions. If you are a little bit like me and you like to overeat because you just like eating and that's why you're fat, that might not be why you're fat, but if you just like food, you get tempted to eat more. So what I like to do now is when I've made my food, I'll take my, dinner, mine, my husband's, my kids, whatever food, and then I will portion out the rest so that we are not tempted to eat seconds or thirds. Yeah, you know what it's like when something's good. And then my final tip, my last tip, number 5, is going to be look around and use what you have in the cupboard already. Chances are you actually have a lot of things you can probably use. I know some of these things possibly are not going to be keto or carb friendly because it's going to be dry things like pasta, rice, pulses. But I'm pretty sure if you look in your freezer, do you have some frozen veg that needs using? Do you have some veg in tins? Do you have can of tomatoes? I know that's not brilliant, but it's low carb enough for me anyway. Maybe not on keto. Just use up what you have and you're definitely going to find yourself saving money that way. I really hope all these tips helped you. This is kind of an idea of how I work out my weekly meals and how I plan and how we do low carb on a budget. Okay, thank you very much for watching and I will speak to you guys soon. Okay, bye.